And an energy came forth that was like, I think I even said like, yeah, or something like that, where it was, that wasn't done by me, my ego, mind. It happened, it was done through me. And then I realized, whoa, there's so much energy here, which previously I did not have access to. You might have noticed this in your spiritual journey, that now something that previously you had so much passion and energy for, or that you really wanted and you were really willing to push through, now there's just less and less in you, or maybe even nothing in you, that would even be able to do this, willing to do this, and ready to do this. Not only on an intellectual level in terms of integrity, but really on a energetic level and kind of resource level. The last couple of weeks I really felt kind of exhausted, and I was like, what? I never used to get drained so fast. Like, what's going on here? And now with the context of this video, it's starting to make more and more sense. It is my body, even though it felt like sick and exhausted and whatnot, while the body's sick and exhausted and it feels like it's tired, the body literally is made out of billions and billions and billions and trillions of atoms and molecules and cells that are literally like just one atom. If you would split it correctly, it would probably make a super explosion. It's basically like the raw power in atoms. Like, that's how atomic reactions work, or fusion reactors, right? The raw power in matter, it's like infinite energy, or not infinite, but E equals mc square. The bottom line is that the raw matter of our body, like, even if the body feels sick and exhausted and tired, the raw matter of our body, not even talking about the energy bodies and the aura and whatever energy systems it's connected to, just the raw matter of our body, which of course there's no matter. It's when we zoom into atoms, we just find energy and light. But just the raw matter of our body, just to make it simple, has so much energy, like in every cubic centimeter of our body. So how is it that we don't have access to that? And the reason is because we are in our minds. We are literally cutting us off this energy. I will never be able to do anything magnificent through the effort of my ego mind, because it will always be coming from an intention of a self-serving, selfish gain, or out of pain, really. And this is a funny thing, because the more pain we have stored in our body and resist and have suppressed, the more unconscious action we can actually do without getting exhausted by it, right? Because it's basically our life force energy has been suppressed into pain pockets. And now these are basically energy pockets. Pain is basically like what we think is pain is actually just the resistance to energy. Pain itself is nothing bad. Pain itself in its essence is just energy that we have put into a little festering pocket. And what is holding the energy inside this festering pocket, what is holding the pain energy, liberating energy in that pocket, is our resistance to it. And that is the actual suffering. The resistance to it is actually the thing that is so bad. It's the suffering. So it makes sense that then, as we release more pain and process more pain, there's less and less destructive energy to be used for unconscious and unaligned action. Because basically, wanting to be a workaholic, wanting to do something corrupt or something unconscious, or doing anything for that matter, no matter if it's in a romantic relationship, if it's in business, if it's in health, doing anything that is basically taking our attention off pain, that is a distraction from uncomfortable emotions, anything that comes out of an unconscious motivation that is based on childhood trauma and like just life conditioning, even as an adolescent or adult, like all these things, all our programming, when we have a goal, like why do we want to achieve that goal? At one point last year, I had this realization that everything I wanted, be it a girlfriend, be it a successful business, even be it spiritual enlightenment, was all coming essentially when I didn't ask why, and came to the conclusion intellectually, but it was a felt realization that holy fuck, all of the stuff in my life that I've been pursuing and so dearly wanting is a motivation out of pain. You might notice when you are angry, like there's maybe something so much energy, like as a kid, you might have felt this when someone hit you, like suddenly there was this hit, there was this anger, and then there was so much energy, like a slingshot that wanted to hit back. That is a very good example for pain motivation and the energy and power it has. Now you might be at a point where you see, actually there's nothing in me anymore that would be even capable of hurting someone. Like if I think about hitting something, an animal or a plant or whatever it may be, you just see there's nothing in me that, why would I even do this? And funnily enough, I thought exactly this too until I came here, and then I realized, holy fucking shit, I'm so tricked. There are certainly certain personality aspects that were so deeply hidden in my subconscious mind that are coming up now, where there's so much like suppressed anger coming up and so many things where I thought, oh, I'm long over this. And then of course is the beauty of integration and realizing how much we might have bypassed on our way. Bottom line is, in that moment when I sat on that meditation cushion, it became clear how, yes, my mind, it seemed like a daunting task, and it seemed like I'm kind of dreading the work. Yes, because it is me who wants to do that. Me will have less and less energy as we continue to heal and awaken. And yes, obviously, this is what I want. Like I want to become more sensitive and less able to just distract myself and be a numb workaholic, right? This is what we are trying to free ourselves from these distracting habits. True power is not in the mind, but in the energy flow and in allowing that to flow through you. And what that practically means is that when I sat on that meditation chair right there and noticed these thoughts coming up, I kept letting go of them. And it was really tempting to keep thinking them. And then it became clear how really all the thoughts are just springing up because there's tension all around this area, like my throat, here, these 2 points where I think lymphatic knots. It wasn't physical tension, it was psychic tension, emotional tension, whatever it may be, energetic tension, because it was like, I could see how when I put my attention on it, or open awareness, not like hard focus, narrow down focus, but more like open awareness, it would like swirl around, it would change its positions. And it's funny because it's like, it took so many months or even years to keep experiencing this over and over again. And I'm still sometimes in disbelief how when you just stay with that, when you just stay in open awareness with tensions, emotions, whatever it may be, pains, it really looks like a wall, a hurdle where there's no other side, or it makes no sense. Why would I stay with this? This is uncomfortable. Better to do some meditation technique, do a mantra, or not meditate at all. Why am I wasting my time here? Why should I torture myself by keeping my attention on it? But it became so clear. It becomes clearer and clearer now how there's always another side. And it's always worth it to stay with it, sit with it, be with it, and without expectation, of course. So I would just lay my attention on it or awareness on it and I could feel it becoming more uncomfortable. I could see my face tensing up, but I let that go also and just stayed with it. I don't know for how long, for some time. And at some point, the tension just flew up, and then I felt energy in my sacrum or whatever it's called, on the heart level in the middle of my back. I felt like a piercing in my spine, and then there was like a really nice energy going up and then down and then up and then down. And then energy came forth that was like, I think I even said like, yeah, or something like that, where it was, that wasn't done by me, my ego, I mind. It happened, it was done through me. And then I realized, whoa, there's so much energy here, which previously I did not have access to. Like, I really noticed how the energy I was talking about that we can become a channel for is literally blocked by thought. So thought is not only imprisoning us, but thought is also the very blockage, the very hurdle and wall we put up for that energy to flow through us. And when we become basically thoughtless inside and no longer think, but simply are, what happens is that it is scary, because I notice when I sink into my body, there's all this boredom and fear and maybe anger or sadness or whatever emotion and tension. But when we stay there and these things are released, these blockages are released, and then the energy can flow through us again. And by feeling pain and emotional processing, I think those are key ingredients for being able to actually let go thoughts and kind of get into a true place of relaxed silence. Because when you practice this and see the connection between turmoil in the mind and thoughts and unprocessed pain and tension, it becomes clear how concentration meditation has its place, has its value, but in many ways it is just dealing with the symptoms. Thoughts are symptoms. Trying to become thoughtless by focusing and ignoring thoughts is basically suppressing symptoms, thoughts, but it won't really solve anything in that way, because it's just suppressing the symptoms. Whereas when we stay with an open awareness, with uncomfortable tensions, emotions, and all the emotions, emotions meaning energy in motion, the energy that is propelling the thoughts into our conscious awareness, the energy that is causing the thoughts as notifications, as alarm systems for our attention to see what is hurting, what wants to be heard, the suppressed personality fragments. When we face those, when we stay with those, when we are with those, that is what can actually naturally and sustainably release us from the turmoil of our mind, and that this feeling of a collected mind and an expansive energy naturally is a result of releasing pain